On today's show, a young fishing captain finds his niche. Find out how David Holmes turned his love of fishing into a career.
That's a Mississippi smallmouth.
Rockhounds go on the hunt for Lake Superior agates. This story is all about the where of their search. And we'll take a walk in the park right alongside the old Mississippi River.
Minnesota Bound, presented by Connecticut Water Treatment Systems.
Hey everybody, Laura, Millie, and I welcome you to today's episode.
Did you know that Minnesota has 92,000 wild river miles running through our state?
Yeah, and guide David Holmes has a passion for all of them. Travis Frank has his story.
Great adventures often begin in great places. That's why David Holmes loves to fish on the mighty Mississippi.
I really love rivers in general, and it's just a beautiful place. Should we go catch them?
Feels like a fishy day.
Feels like a very fishy day.
Fishing isn't Dave's hobby, it's his way of life.
This is full-time job. David Holmes guiding.
David became a licensed captain fresh out of college. He's one of Minnesota's few fishing guides that spend all of his time on our flowing waters.
So this little slot coming up along these bigger boulders, it's been like my go-to big fish spot lately. See if we can get one of them. I'm primarily on the upper Mississippi and the upper St. Croix.
Ooh, that feels good. That feels good.
It's just what I've always wanted to fish. Part of it is pressure, part of it is just it's fun fishing. You're casting at log jams and rock piles and you're seeing fish come out. So it's super exciting fishing.
Oh, no, David. That was a big fish.
Yes, it was.
That was a big fish.
Another thing I love about rivers is they're always changing. It's really fun every spring to come out here and see what spots are new, which ones changed, hopefully all for the better.
River mysteries lead to a constant feeling of anticipation.
Should be one there.
There you go. You got him?
Got him. Oh.
Yeah, boy.
It's actually a really nice one. Come here, girl.
Oh, look at that fish.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Nice one.
Let's get a look at her. That's a Mississippi smallmouth right there. Be tough to beat that. All right, girl, go home.
A few miles from downtown Minneapolis, we find complete solitude in this wild setting.
There's no houses on it. It's all National Scenic Riverway. So that is very isolated and really, really nice to be on.
I love this boat. This is sweet.
David's custom-built riverboat allows him to safely navigate these sketchy waters.
Yeah, so it takes a bit of a specialized boat out here. I prefer jet boats. They're not always going to be the prettiest boats. You got to have a boat that you're willing to beat up a little bit because rivers are not nice to them.
No.
David's passion to fish started early in life. In college, he made it a career.
Figured I could make some extra money doing it, and then got done with college and figured I'd rather be out here than sitting behind a desk. Which one is that?
Storm, Arashi.
Nice. Yeah, that would work.
Now he dodges log jams and boulders looking for fish.
So my primary species are smallmouth bass and muskie.
And here's why.
It's the ultimate game fish. Like, they fight hard, they eat everything.
Plus, smallies love to eat topwater baits.
Oh yeah.
Very nice.
Oh, baby. Woo! That's a good one.
That is a good one.
So cool. Eating the top water.
You're loving it.
Man, dark colors, just beautiful. They're such fighters.
Turns out David's love for fish actually comes second to his love for fish photos.
Beautiful. Got him. I would say I'm a photographer stuck in a fisherman's body. Always been a passion of mine is good pictures of fish. They're pretty, they're fun to look at, and you get to hold them.
Applying his skills on this wild river make David's fishing trips simply unforgettable.
Got him!
Woo-hoo-hoo! A special fishery and a talented captain.
That is what we call a Mississippi bronzeback right there.
Woo!
Yeah.
That's what you'll find on David Holmes' Jet Boat Fishing Adventures.
Minnesota Bound is brought to you by Connecticut Water Treatment Systems, Star Bank, White Bear Lake Superstore, and by your boat club.
The search for big agates isn't exactly a new game. Heck, when I was a kid, we'd go up to Lake Superior and I always found exactly nothing. But there are pros that do know how to find them, and the thing is, they know where to look too. A stone cold and rock solid fact. Rockhounds run in packs.
So here's some more fossils.
See what I mean?
Well, this is the Minnesota Mineral Club show. This is one of the big 3 agate shows and mineral shows in the state.
That's Eric Moen,
That was found in a farmer's field.
a trader,
I think 300.
collector,
Mineral specimens.
and jackhammer of all rocky trades.
Lake Superior agate stuff is really hot right now.
There's so many different cool vendors here, so I like to say it's like a treasure hunt.
It's just a mishmash of high-end and low-end stuff. It's really fun. You don't want to sell, do you?
No, I don't, because it was a find of a lifetime.
Yeah, that's the thing, you know, trying to rip agates out of people's hands.
Eric tries to buy, and more importantly,
That's even a bargain at that price.
sell.
I like chatting with people. I'm a motor mouth. I've concentrated this year on big, large Lake Superior agates. These are collector agates.
Agates born of the big lake and colorfully stained by the oxidation of our state's iron ore. Back in 1969, the legislature officially labeled Superior agates as Minnesota's gemstone.
The holy grail is to get a red, white, and blue agate. We like to be American in these parts.
Which takes this rocky tale to a remote stretch of central Minnesota highway,
We're in a hotbed of agates right here.
where Eric earned a nickname,
Rockstar.
a moniker so well earned.
That's the kind of thing that we're hoping to find today.
We're going to be out picking the fields of central Minnesota for the elusive Lake Superior agate.
Yep.
Everyone thinks of Lake Superior agate, they go up to the North Shore and they get bummed out because everyone and their brother goes to the North Shore looking for Lake Superior agates. The glaciers brought them down through central Minnesota. A farm field is your best bet for Lake Superior agates.
If they're in the gravels in the road right next to the farm field, that's a good sign.
Michael Carlson shares Eric's heavy passion for agates.
That's got a red band of agate with some quartz.
Together,
There might be a $1,000 bill sitting in here someplace.
these two dig through field rock piles.
That'd be part mountain goat.
Yeah, well, that's why I got a walking stick.
It's always important to get permission from the landowner. Well, I'm not seeing any footprints out here. That's a good sign. We're the first ones here.
Well, unfortunately, we're not seeing any agates either, but you never know. It's like fishing. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't.
Michael's onto one.
Nah, it looks right, but it's not right. We'll leave that right where it belongs.
We run into Liberites now and then. Leave it right where you found it. Aha! I need your expertise on this. Is that agate?
It's in the ballpark.
In the ballpark, yeah.
Although Eric always dreams of a slightly bigger bowl.
We got an 8-pounder over here. You want to see that. It's a 7-pound, 14-ounce behemoth. But it's a red and white, very rare. Extremely rare. You know it's a Lake Superior agate with this banding in here. It's
This giant rock came from another collector.
8-pound bruiser.
Eric hopes to one day find one on his own. The eternal goal of all agate hounds.
It's kind of the thrill of the hunt, and something, it's one of those hobbies that's healthy. We're outdoors, we're getting our steps in. We're coming home with something. Well, today I got a couple of chips, so that's not much, but hey, I still pick them up. If I see them, I pick them up. That's the fun of it.
Any day. Good for hooky if you're into agates. Coming up, the rush of a family legacy. A Minnesota family flourishes in the Canadian fly-in business. But first, we take a walk in the park alongside the mighty Mississippi River.
Closed captioning provided by Voyager Lodge and Houseboats.
Up next, we're off to a park named after a French settler located in southeastern Minnesota.
Frontenac State Park is in the transition zone between the prairies of the west and the hardwood forests of the east. And because it's in this transition zone, there's a constant struggle between trees and prairie.
We're kind of a hidden gem in the Minnesota State Park system. We're in the southeastern region that is so easily accessible by so many people. It's close to the cities, it's close to Rochester.
It's really just kind of tucked away. Not a lot of people know about us yet. I love that there's such a diverse habitat here for all the species of flora and fauna.
From savanna, prairie. We have the bluffs, we have lakes, creeks, ponds, streams.
So it offers just a myriad of opportunities.
It's really just a special park in that aspect.
We just made some new acquisitions, and that puts the park acreage up to about 2,500, 2,600 acres.
Our trail system is 13 miles for hiking. We have various difficulties of trails, so because of our location on the bluffs, we have different elevation gains.
So we are at the Indiantiopa Rock, which is a natural limestone arch with a hole in the middle. So Indiantiopa is the name, which stands for rock with opening in the Dakota language. This is one of our most popular destinations. People want to come and see it. I can see why. It is a striking formation.
So behind us we see Wells Creek, which runs through the park. The creek is important not only because it brings fresh water to wildlife, it's also important geographically. Wells Creek carries sediments down from the hills that it runs through, and it carries it out to the river, creating that sand point that we were just on.
Birding is really popular in this park. Over 260 species have been recorded in this park alone. We're along a migratory corridor along the Mississippi River.
We have 58 drive-in campsites, 19 are electric. We also have 6 cart-in sites and 2 backpack sites.
We are standing on top of Rattlesnake Bluff. So this is on the westernmost edge of the park. This is a really, really special place in the park. Not too many people know about it, and it's very difficult to get here. You know, when people think of Minnesota State Parks, they think of the North Shore, they think of Itasca, they think of the beautiful parks that we have up north. This is definitely one of the up-and-coming parks in the Minnesota park system.
Minnesota Bound is brought to you by Flow Docks and Lifts, Coors Light, and by Totem Resorts, the premier destination for world-class fishing.
Once you meet Northwoods Lodge owner Harold Moen, you won't ever forget him.
That's exactly why we're headed back to 2004, the day we discover the busy life at Kabeelo Lodge.
A long, long time ago, the sound of Ontario's back 40 earned itself a nickname. Call it Canadian Quiet.
Turn the music off, go home, we're all sick.
Until you pull up to Kabeelo Lodge. There, you'll hear the daily grind of the outfitting business.
Get her out here, boys.
And the sound of a man with a passion for people.
Look at this. And they're going out for just a couple of days. Isn't that amazing?
Harold Moen owns Kabeelo.
And it's not a job, by the way. It is a lifestyle. How you doing, Harold? I'm good. I'm good. How about yourselves? You can't not enjoy the excitement that these guys bring.
It doesn't take long to understand.
Look at this.
This is not your average lodge.
You bunch of wussies. You got to have salad every night.
And Harold is not your average lodge owner.
He has a gift of gab.
Hey, boys.
Hey. It just is part of him.
David, you lose some hair on your way up here, buddy?
And people love that.
This is a calm day. This is a calm day. Believe me.
Harold works 16 to 18 hours a day, 7 days a week.
We're up at 5:30. Harold's already up, loading the plane, putting fuel in. I don't know if the guy sleeps.
Who, at one time, ran Maryland's welfare system.
That's why I'm here.
He's his own boss, and he can be his own personality.
Harold and wife Ann spend winters in Minneapolis and summers running Kabeelo. They've been at it 23 years.
And when I saw the beauty, I thought, if I can look at this every day, I can manage it.
Their son and daughter essentially grew up here.
They just pitched right in. Even when they were very little, we would find jobs for them. And they just grew up with it.
Son Eric caught a bug to fly planes. By age 16, he was soloing.
I don't know, it's just been a huge part of my life.
Eric now pilots Kabeelo's fleet of beavers. All day long, Eric and his pilots fly guests in and out of Kabeelo's 18 remote fish camps. They take clients to Canada's pretty places. To understand the lure of Kabeelo, spend some time with Marty Moen.
That's not a bad fish.
He and his brothers-in-law have been coming up to Kabeelo 20 years straight.
When you come up to a place for 20 years in a row, you know, you've got to have some special thing going for it.
The charisma of this area and Harold's operation is that we still got 1950s fishing, but we have a few more creature comforts.
Of course, they come for the fishing.
There he is.
That's a nice one.
This is a big fish.
But they come for Harold too.
There's your plane right there, fellas. This is Concourse C, Gate 10.
Thank you very much.
It's our pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
My pleasure. Nice meeting you guys.
That's why people come to Kabeelo.
I just wish everybody could have the experience.
And at the end of the day, when the planes come in, yes, Mom's still watching Son. And Dad, well,
we got everything there?
He's still at it. I don't suspect that will ever change.
It's 23 years, what can I tell you? I think that says it all, probably, more than anything else.
We've been so blessed with this.
Good fishing and even better people. Of note, son Eric and his wife Allison have now taken over the operation.
Very cool. Well, that about does it for us. Bill, Millie, and I hope to see you back here next week.
In the meantime, remember to introduce a kid to the great outdoors.
Transportation provided by Premier Transportation. Call 1-800-899-7433.